I was asked, why do people feel like a fraud? Let's talk about the word fraud. What's a fraud? Fake, right? So like fraudulent money. You know, you check out and they take the little marker and they line through the $20 bill to make sure it's a $20 bill and not monopoly money. If something is not what it's portraying itself to be under false pretenses, then it's a fraud. So then how can a human feel like they're a fraud? And I'm talking about the people that's doing good work. I'm talking about the people that's doing their thing, but in their private, in their secret place, they're wondering, is this really me? And I don't want to be exposed and I'm not this good. Here's why you feel like a fraud. Because you're in your feelings that you don't have any data to support. And what do I mean by that? If you look at where you are compared to somebody else, then you're going to feel like a fraud because you're not them. But the fraudulent behavior is you trying to be them, when if the money mark was to go across you, it would come back negative because you're not that person. Or you may feel like a fraud because you haven't arrived where you want to be. Again, you're in your head. If you haven't arrived where you want to be, but you're actively moving in that direction, how are you being a fraud? You're feeling like a fraud if you're simply overthinking the thing that you are doing. All of these imposter syndrome, feeling like a fraud, feeling like you're not good enough, it is just that dialogue that's happening inside your head that you have to come out of and drop into your heart, drop into your hands of what is it that you're really doing. If you focus on the gaps, meaning if you focus on where you are not yet, what you haven't done yet, you will amplify that. So instead of seeing what you have done, what you have achieved, and how much closer you are to where you want to be, you're going to feel like a fraud because you're sitting in the nothingness. And the nothingness is self-judgment. And the nothingness is you saying, oh, you're not a CEO yet because you're working towards it. Or you're not wealthy yet because you're working towards it. No, you are just working towards it, but you are it. Let me break it down for you in a natural sense. Consider a seed, an apple seed. An apple seed has everything inside of it to be an apple. All the intelligence that it needs to go in the ground, be in good soil, come off a tree branch, be red or green, have the little white core, the seeds on the inside of it, the stem, all of that is encapsulated in a little seed. Consider you. You came from a liquid form to being the human that you are now, the adult, the functioning, speaking, moving adult that you are now. All of the intelligence that was needed for you to be you was inside your seed. But if you take an apple seed and say, this ain't no apple, I can't bite into this, ain't no juice gonna squirt out your mouth, then you'll judge it and you'll say, this seed is a fraud. If you take the liquid substance and the egg that we come from and you look at that and say, that's not gonna be a leader, that's not gonna be a person, you're a fraud. You wrong. So you have to start somewhere. And while you're in the process of developing, you are becoming whatever you're working towards. So you're not a fraud, friend. You're just in the flow. Stay in it.